All right, I'm gonna tell you about a fight I had with one of the DC homies over some cigarettes. Sit back and listen. I'm gonna give you a few cigarette joints, how cigarettes became detrimental in the prison system. All right.
Hi guys, welcome to Platinum Cuisines. We're located on the North Island, Freeport.
Tune in to unique Mecca Audio.
All right, so you know what it is, man. You know what I mean? This one here is gonna be about, me and the homie from DC, we got into it over some punk ass cigarettes. You know what I mean? So if you youngins think that you're gonna go to jail, everything gonna be sweet, you got another thing coming. Just to show you how me and the homie, like I said, we was fighting over cigarettes. You know what I mean? Could you imagine that? All right, so this is what it is. They started taking the cigarettes. They started taking the cigarettes off the compound. You know what I mean? First, they put out a little joint about in Leavenworth where they was telling them that, they put out a memorandum that they was making a no smoking unit. This is back in 2003. They said they making a no smoking unit. You know what I mean? So now with a no smoking unit, they said they was gonna put the elderly dudes there and all that. But what they was really doing was just testing the water, how the inmates was gonna react when they tell them that they was gonna take cigarettes off the compound, out the commissary, and we wasn't gonna be able to allow to be smoking cigarettes no more. You know what I mean? So first they put out things saying they was gonna stop selling cigarettes. After they put that up, big shout out to the, Shut the F Up movement. Make sure you cop your merch, hit the like button, subscribe, and all that. So they put the joint up, said it was going to take cigarettes off the compound in Leavenworth. So, of course, the word hit the prison grapevine like, you know what I mean? Came right back to us. So now when it got to us, administration started hearing us plotting from all the way over in Lee County, that we not going for that when it get here, da-da-da-da. So word get back to Leavenworth, they had to try something different. So what they did is they tried something different. They came back and they said that they was gonna make a no smokers unit for old timers and people that didn't want to smoke. That's what they really meant. That they didn't mean they was gonna take it out the commissary. All right, but they saw that backfire. So now when they done said that, we already know that they getting ready to plan something. So we started buying, buglers. Buglers was like $1.10 a pouch for this much bugler. I should have brought a bugler pack. I like showing y'all the props. But a bugler pack of, tobacco come with 50 rolling papers and this much tobacco. So we got the joints $1.10 a pack. So I'm talking about we going to the store. And they said we could buy as many as we want now. You know what I mean? Once they sell out and we smoke out, you know what I mean? Smoke them, wasn't going to be no more cigarettes allowed. So, we go to the store buying 20, 30 packs, 50 packs, 100 packs. You know what I mean? Spending a little $110, but you know what I mean? Buying 100 packs of, bugler. Now, we know we can't smoke all that, but we know when they go out, because we thinking ahead, once they take them off the compound, we be able to, resell them for a higher price, So we took it and we got the buglers and we buying it in, dudes that work in the CMS, that's like the maintenance department in the jail. We give it to them. They go put it in the ceilings. They put it behind the wall, put it behind the sink, behind the mirror. They find any way to hide it so that we could have it. So months from now, we'll be able to be the only ones with the cigarettes on the compound because the commissary prison store won't be selling it. We'll be selling it. So when we started it, you know what I mean? It was going for like 2 books. You know what I mean? 2 books was $10, for a pack. But it cost $1.10 in the commissary. So you're making $9 profit. After about a week or 2 weeks, next thing you know, the price went up to 3 books. Another week, they went up to 4 books. You know what I mean? About a 4th week, they went up to 6 books. At $5 a book, that's $30 for a pack that costs you $1. But now, mind you, we got 100 packs put up all in the walls, the ceiling. We got it hit in every goddamn way. So then now, after about a month, they went up to 10 books of stamps, $50 for 1 pack. For 1 pack, right? So that's where we're going to start at. Then I'm going to bring it over to Atwater when we get into like 2007, the price up there. But right now in Lee County, it was going for like 10 books for 1 pack of bugler that cost us $1 from the commissary. So now we got the 10 books. So here it goes. My man got working at CMS. He got the joint stashed, you know what I mean, in one of the units in the ceiling because he go through there with that big machine that you get on and it's a ladder that push you up to the ceiling so you can change the lights and clean the vents and things like that. So being they get up there, he stashed the stuff all in his coat and all that. And he get on the joint, hit himself, ooh, go all the way to the top. He opened the ceiling. You know, when the police ain't looking, you know, he got one of the homies looking out for him. He take the joints out his coat. They already got it wrapped up and, you know, flattened out to make it as small as possible. So you might have 50 packs like this, all squashed together. He puts it up in the ceiling. So now he could only go back to get, next time they bring that machine back is the only time you can go back to go get anything out of there. So you keep out what you need or you feel you need and so on. So one of my DC homies that I used to hang with, because I hung with the DC homies real good. They was men, straight men, you know what I mean, on morals and principle time, and they honor their word, you know. Well, they hard to tell you, you better honor your word. You know what I mean? That's the old joke that we had that a DC dude would tell you real quick to honor your word, Slim. You know what I mean? But a lot of times, a lot of them don't. You know what I mean? But they always try and push it on you on some man time. Yo, come on, Slim, you gave me your word, Slim. But when it's the other way around, it's something different. But, you know, that's what it is. But the men, like I said, Larry Moe, Tone, L.A., you know what I mean? Lil Rat, you know, Big Red, you know what I mean? Brown Bay. I got to give y'all the Brown Bay story. Remind me to give you the Brown Bay story. But, you know, those are men that always honor their word. But the younger ones coming up, they use the honor your word as a manipulation tool to get what they wanted. So now they ran out of tobacco. You know what I mean? So I couldn't get no tobacco at that moment because my stuff was already stashed. But my man had some for sale. So the DC homie come to me and say, yo, Yui, you know everybody got tobacco because you shaking and baking on the compound. I'm trying to get a pack of Cools, you know, because they still had Cools, you know, and Newports, Camels and all that. So I'm trying to get a pack of cigarette, you know, but none of my homies got none. So I said, all right, I ain't got no cigarettes, so I'm going to go ahead and make it happen for you. At this time, I was smoking a little cigarette in between smoking a little weed or whatever. You know, we talking about over a decade ago. So now, we said, nah, man, talking about 20 years ago, damn near, it's 2003. Whoa, I'm losing time. But then now, he gives me the cigarette. He gave me the stamps to go get the cigarettes. I go get the cigarettes. I come back and I bring him a pack of cigarettes. I asked the man to give me one cigarette. One cigarette. You know what I mean? So I could bust it down and make 3 or 4 quick little pulls in between my weed smoking and my wine drinking, because, you know, I like my white lightning. All right? So now, he tells me no. I go get him 20 cigarettes. He couldn't get none. There's none in the commissary. None of his homies got it. Nobody want to say who got it because they're scared somebody going to tell the administration they got it, so they got to run down on them. So this is what happened. So now there's no tobacco. But I got access to it. I go get it. He don't want to give me one. I said, all right, no problem. You know what I mean? What goes around comes around. You know what I mean? But that was my man. I messed with him to the heart. Remember, cop your shirt, man. You know what I mean? My man told me to wear the merch more. So, you know, you already know what it is. You know what I mean? You get it at RowanHarlem.com and cop the book of Rowan Harlem. But then now, we come back, and the next day, you know, I go and CMS open. My man get a chance to go get me little 2 packs of Buglers, so I come back with mines. Now I come back with mines, and later on that night, the homie don't have nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So he asked me, yo, let me get a cigarette. I'm like, dog, nah. He like, damn, no. I said, yeah, nah. I asked you for one yesterday. You told me no. He said, man, you ain't gonna give me a cigarette? I said, man, I'm not gonna go back and forth, man. You gotta learn to take no like you can take yes, my brother. I took no when you gave it to me yesterday. You need to take no when I'm giving it to you today. You know what I mean? So he storms out the room. He furious. So now I'm in the room, and I always kept my little headphones on, and I'm playing my little music because, you know, one ear in, never both of them, because you got to hear what's coming. So I'm sitting there with my little headphones on, and I'm chilling in the room, and, you know, I had the big Course headphones. I got them over there in the box, but I had the big Course headphones. I got them joints on, and I got one on, one off. So I go out there by the TV, but I see dude pacing back and forth by my cell. He furious. Right now, he having a nicotine fit, and, you know, I got the cigarettes, and I could fix the fit. You know what I mean? So now I can fix that fix. But I told him no because he told me no. So he walking back and forth, he in his body, and I see him gritting, and he, you know, my little DC homie, big shout out to my DC homie, man. I ain't talked to him yet, so I can't put his name out here, but that's my man. But anyway, so he in his body. So I come out the room, and as soon as I come out the room, because I was in there with a couple more of his DC homies, and we in there smoking. Those are the ones that break bread all the time. So now I'm in there smoking with them, but I refused to give him a cigarette because he wouldn't give me one the night before. So I'm in there smoking with a couple of homies. So I come out for a minute to go get some ice. He said, yo, let me holler at you in my cell. You know what I mean? That's how he said, let me holler at you in my cell. You know, so I'm looking around like, me? I know you ain't talking to me like that. You know what I mean? He said, yeah, nigga, I'm talking to you. I said, what? I said, yeah, I go in the cell. As soon as I go in the cell, you got these little long windows about this thick, but they long. You know what I mean? As soon as we go in the cell, he's putting the towel up over the door. You understand what I'm saying? When a dude put a towel over the door, they want to fight. So as soon as I see them go to put the towel up, I take my big headphones off, my little radio, and I put it on the bed. By the time I turned around, he turned around for putting the door. He said, what you doing? I said, man, I'm putting my radio down because it looked like you're trying to rumble. And he said, what? So now one of the homies that was in the cell with me, smoking, one of his homies, they peeked him walking back and forth looking all crazy. So as soon as they came out, he looked for me and him to see, what was going on. And then he noticed that we wasn't there. So they told him, yo, Pete called him in the room, yo. You look like they get ready to get in it. Because he saw how aggressive both of us was. So my man come rip the door open. When he come rip the door open at this time, I'm telling the little homie, you know what I mean? Yo, nah, we ain't going to do that. You know what I mean? And he said, man, get out my room. Get out my room. I said, yeah, all right. And I turn around to get my radio and headphones off the top bunk. And the little homie tells me, nah, nigga, leave that. Leave that? Yeah, nigga, leave that. I said, man, you crazy. And I just mopped him. You know what I mean? Dude accused you, threatening to take something of yours. There ain't nothing else to talk about. We don't need to go back and forth doing all that. So you youngins, if you ain't planning on going out like this, don't even get in it. Don't go to prison. Don't break the law. And know if you think you're tough enough to break the law, make sure you follow the rules and know to do what it say on this goddamn shirt. Because you have the right to remain silent, Fifth Amendment. So when he told me to leave the radio, I just turned around and hooked off on him in the mouth. So when I hook off on him, he a little short, stocky dude. He ran, he grabbed me by the waist, you know what I mean? So now I'm hitting him with the elbow in his back and he throwing uppercuts at me and, you know what I mean? So the homie that came in there, you know what I mean? He's like, nah, hold up. Y'all got to break that up. If y'all going to fight, y'all going to fight. We ain't going to do none of that wrestling up in here. Official dude, you know what I mean? From DC, So my man said, nah, you ain't going to do that. So he made us break back up. But the dude's short and I'm tall, so I got the reach on him and throw the jab out on him and twist it on him. You know how that is. So I'm keeping him off me. But he trying to get in because he a little stocky dude, work out 3 times a day like a little Tonka toy, So we sitting in there and we get to fighting again. But my man sitting there leaning up by the toilet, and he holding the door, and he watching us go at it. So all I kept doing was pushing the jab in his face, you know what I mean, to keep him back so I could get that, overhand right on him. So, we doing what we do. And, he throwing joints and, we lock back up again. And just when we locked up, here come 3-4 more DC dudes come run up in the cell. Everybody in the day room, they swear to God they getting ready to jump me right now. Because, no disrespect, they already know DC stick together. When one go, they all go. You understand what I'm saying? Let's get them that. When they one go, they all go. But they come run up in the cell, and when they saw it was me and the little homie, they little homie and me, and they consider me as a homie. They asked the homie that was holding us down. He said, yo, what's going on? He said, man, they trying to rock and roll. You know what it is. So they said, all right, well, that's unique. So, just hold it down. Make sure it's a fair one with both of them. You know what I mean? Because they both the homies. You know what I mean? And, I want to come back and say these names, but I didn't get in touch with the peoples. So I'm going to have to reach out to them and find out if I get the names, and I'll recap it with somebody and give the name to give them their props. Go, this was on some man time. Anybody else, they would have jumped them, smashed them out. They don't care what the issue is, none of that. But they respected me as a man on man time. So they said, nah, if that's you two fighting, homie, you got the door, we out. So they broke out. Me and little dude, we went in there fighting a little more, and he gave me a good fight. I ain't gonna take nothing from him. My first fight was with a DC dude in Virginia Beach County Jail, and he gave me a good fight. And again, he was a little short, stocky dude. I don't know why the short, stocky DC dudes want to fight me. I guess because I'm slim and, you know what I mean? They feel like they can get out on me because I'm slim and tall or something, you know what I mean? But it's always with a short, stocky DC dude. Same complexion, all that, man. But We in there, we rumbling. I mean, we going at it. Boom, 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 boom. And I mean, yo, the fight is going on. You know what I mean? So I grabs him by the neck. He grabbed me by the waist. He tried to slam me on the bottom bunk. I tried to slam him on the top bunk. And we going back and forth and we wrestling. And the homie get in the middle and say, man, break that up, man. Break that up. You know what I mean? Y'all square off and let's start over. There wasn't no break it up and stop. It was like, y'all want to fight, we gonna fight. You know what I mean? Till one of y'all get tired or one of y'all get killed. But we ain't gonna bring no knives and y'all gonna fight like men, like gladiators in this little 2x4 cell. The same cell like you looking at it around here in me. Let me move this joint so you can see. You see the little toilet right there? You know what I mean? That's the toilet. So, you know, the door in Lee County was closer to the toilet. You know what I mean? So either he leaned, had one foot on the toilet and his back on the door, and he holding the door so that when we push out, the joint don't come out. You know what I mean? So the joint don't break out when we push out. You know what I mean? And everybody don't wind up coming in there. But I mean, we was rocking and rolling up in that joint. So, you know, after a while, the little shorty, he was in his cell. I told you he caught me in his cell. So the little homie said, all right, come on, get up out of here. You know what I mean? So my man that was holding us down, he said, you sure? Matter of fact, I'm even going to say his name because I know he don't man. My man, Goldie Doby. Big shout out to Goldie Doby, Troy Burner, Hawkeye. You know what I mean? These are the men from D.C. that was holding me down in Lee County, man. You know what I mean? You know, everybody know Goldie Doby, Tony Stewart. You know what I mean? Like I said, Hawkeye. You know, we had Lil Pudgy. You know what I mean? We had men over there from D.C. over there in H Block. Big shout out to H Block. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say the homie I would fight name with till I get in touch with him. But they came up in there and they made sure everything was right. So we rocked and rolled. And my man said, man, get up out of here. So I said, yeah, all right. So I went and I grabbed my radio and my headphones because that's how it all started when he said to leave the radio and headphones. I'm not having that. You know what I mean? So I grabbed my joint and I looked back at him the same way he was walking back and forth by the cell looking all menacing at me. I looked at him like, yeah, nigga. You know, and when he looked at me like, yeah, nigga, just get out of my room, nigga. You know what I mean? So I leave. You know what I mean? The next morning, I go to breakfast, and I normally never go to breakfast, but if you got to fight the night before, you got to get up suited and booted extra early. You know what I mean? So as soon as the doors open, I get up, I go to breakfast. If I go to breakfast, my homies from New York, they saying, yo, I heard you was in there and the DC dude smacked you and you ain't do nothing, he disrespected you. Because at this time, I transfer in for me to get to Otisville, 45 minutes from New York City. You know what I mean? So, you know, the dude I was fighting with, he ran and told my homies that he smacked me. You know what I mean? And I ain't fighting back. You know what I mean? Because that's a violation. You know what I mean? If a dude smack you and you don't fight him back, they gonna tell you got to get out. You got to get off the compound. Nigga, if you ain't gonna fight for yourself, you can't be here. I said, what? And just so happened I was walking to my brother Goldie Doby, younger than me, but I call him my big brother because he's a big brolic dude. I got pictures of all of them because we all took pictures in the yard. So I walked my man Goldie. So Goldie came over there and heard him talking, and he said, what? He said, the homie told you what? He said, nah, man. The homie jumped out there because he know Unique trying to leave. He know Unique be trying to play in humble because he trying to go home. He in the law library. He going to school. He doing his thing. So he took it as being that he in for a transfer for a medium that, you know, he could pull a fast one. And it didn't work. But they was up there fighting, man. If you want to know. And he told my homie in front of the little homie from DC, he said, if you want to know, I think Unique got out on him, man. And I think you need to go back and see Unique. You know, that's how they instigated the prison. So my man telling his little homie, I think Unique got out on you. I think you need to go back in the room. And you out here violating Unique, telling his homies that Unique didn't even fight back when Unique was fighting back. You know what I mean? So my man said, yo, so you know, it was just a fight. It was a fair one. They were both fighting. He said, hell yeah, they was both fighting. And Unique was rocking and rolling, and my man was rocking and rolling. It was a good one. You know what I mean? Rounds were split, but bottom line, I think they need to go back in. You know, he want to see another fight again. You know what I mean? Big shout out to Goldie Doby. So Goldie like, man, I think they need to go back in there again. You know what I mean? But, you know, that my homie that he was talking to was his homie. The same way me and Goldie real cool. Me and the little homie that I was fighting, and one of my, you know, homies is real cool. So that's who he went to tell what happened. But my homie is with me tell him, nah, that ain't what happened. And if they want to find out what happened, they could both go back in the room again. You understand what I'm saying? We ain't got no cell phones or no cameras, but, you know, I bring back the play-by-play because they had a good one last night. And I go for an early morning rumble in the jungle. You know what I mean? But that's how it was in the prison, man. So don't say I didn't tell you. You know, youngin', don't break the law. Don't go to prison because these are the politics you got to go through. If I wasn't cool with them D.C. brothers, they would have stomped me out in there they would have did me dirty, cause that's how they do dudes that ain't official. They overkill. You understand? The same way, you know, I gotta watch what I say. You know, y'all play with the words. The same way the Caucasians overkill. You know what I mean? The same way the Serenos overkill. The same way, you know what I mean? Who else? The GDs overkill. You know what I mean? I mean, this is what it is, man. But, you know, so I'm gonna tell you the rest of this later, man, because y'all done got me open on this one, man. So let me tap out. Cop the book of Rowan Harlem. Cop the shirt, shut the F up. If you think you're tough enough to go to prison, know to shut the F up. If you don't think you're tough enough, I'm telling you it's not worth it. You're not tough enough, because I wasn't tough enough. Don't bring your ass out there breaking the goddamn law so you ain't got to wind up in these crazy scenarios that I'm sitting here bringing up to you on YouTube. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, go to Instagram, Unique Mecca Audio, and sign up for Unique Mecca Audio TV. I'm out. I just wanted to let y'all know what time it is. All right?
Hi guys, welcome to Platinum Cuisines. We're located in Freeport on the Nordica Mile. Just wanted to introduce my partner, Amy.
Hi guys, how are you? And this is my sister-in-law, Diana, another partner. I just ask that you come support our minority-owned business. We serve Asian fusion, Caribbean cuisine, and we have a beautiful restaurant located on the Nautical Mile in Freeport, New York. And we're asking that you come check us out, and also make sure to tune in to Mecca Audio TV.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
What? Fresh out the can of 26, Heat back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Real. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops. Mecca Audio.